Okay, well, it turns out there was a police raid earlier this week, I am not kidding, on a South Korean game studio, and it is already being claimed that the evidence that has been produced from this raid has been consistent with the initial allegations. And this whole thing is actually a huge deja vu moment when considering the actual company that is behind these allegations. But before I talk about that, I have to talk about what actually happened earlier this week with this raid. Okay, so there is a South Korean game company called Nexon. You may have heard of them. They have worked on games like Maple Story and Blue Archive. Now that is the subject, or maybe just the main focus point of this whole thing. So you see, Blue Archive is a game that came out in 2021 by Nexon. It's a gacha mobile game, and you see, to really summarize things, a bunch of ex-Blue Archive developers actually left Nexon to start their own company. This is a company called Dynamis One. Now there is not much that I can find on this company. I'm sure it is a pretty small company. I don't know how many of these ex-Blue Archive devs actually started this company, but yeah, they formed not too long ago, and they started working on a game called Project KV, or at least that was the code name. And then here's the whole thing. Nexon accused Dynamis One of basically copying off of Blue Archive. Like, I guess if you look at like screenshots of that game and you compare it to Project KV, they look fairly similar. Now, since then, Project KV has basically ended development. That was about 5 or 6 months ago, but you know, the allegations were kind of more than just, you know, oh, they copied off of the idea of Blue Archive. No, you see, Nexon actually accused them of like actually stealing development material before they left the company. And so that all led to, yeah, this whole police raid. So this was on February 24th. So that was just 4 days ago on Monday, and already it is being claimed by multiple sources. Now, I don't know where this claim actually started. I assume it was just, you know, somebody has a source, so who actually knows? It is a claim. But the claim is pretty interesting. So this is from Game Developer, and this says, it's claimed officers have secured evidence that indicates Dynamis One illegally obtained key development materials relating to a Nexon project codenamed MX Blade with the intention of using that information to develop future titles. So yeah, when looking through a lot of these different articles, I am seeing this MX Blade being mentioned a lot. I would assume since Blue Archive came out in 2021, 4 years ago, maybe this MX Blade was another game that these ex-Blue Archive devs were working on before they left the studio. And then I did think this was interesting. Again, this is just a claim, but Automaton is actually claiming that the company Dynamis One is still trying to hire people. So it says, a search and seizure of Dynamis One's office was conducted by Seoul Police on February 24th, the results of which have confirmed some of these suspected crimes. Again, that's just an allegation. But they say, however, as reported by South Korean outlet Gampol, Dynamis One posted new job listings on local recruitment sites on February 26th, which was 2 days after the raid. The listings in question are for project managers and technical artists. Not sure why they are trying to still hire people, if this is actually true, considering they've definitely got a lot on their plate, but who knows? Now, this is what is really interesting about this whole thing. You see, this is really reminding me of something with Nexon. Again, Nexon is the company that made these allegations. So this is reminding me of something that Nexon was just involved with, actually, that it was really, I mean, it actually blows me away. I'm like stuttering because I can't even believe it. It's literally the same exact scenario, like cut and dry, only the small studios are different. Like, instead of Dynamis One, it's this company called Iron Mace. I quite literally just made a video about this 2 weeks ago, because at that time, there was a court ruling that made the decision on that whole thing. It was kind of weird. It was kind of in the middle. Like, they found that Iron Mace did not steal these assets, but like Iron Mace still had to pay Nexon. But I mean, it's crazy. If you haven't watched that, I would highly encourage you to either watch that video that I made or just look up like the drama between Nexon and Iron Mace. It's crazy how similar this is to this whole drama with Dynamis One. I mean, I'm not saying anything about Nexon here, but it's just kind of weird that quite literally this same thing has allegedly happened to them twice, pretty much at the same exact time. It's just, I don't know, pretty crazy. But you know, whatever can be said about the whole Iron Mace situation, what we do know is that the Dynamis One situation with Nexon is really just starting to develop, as police just raided their studio 4 days ago. I can't confirm that, stuff was actually found to support the Nexon allegations. We will just have to see what actually officially comes out.